Hello everyone, this is Rosemarie from the Unfinished Lesson, and today we are looking at using Notability in your studio. This is the app that I use in Music Lab with my students every single week. So the first thing we're doing is opening up Notability, and you're going to look at the left-hand side. Notice I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is how I organize the student iPad, making it very quick for students to find where they need to be and to find their assignments. If I look at the top left-hand side, there is a plus sign. And when I press that plus sign, it's going to give me a couple options here. You can have subjects and dividers. Think of your dividers as the days that you teach and subject as your student names. By doing it this way, you can very quickly set up your iPad in a way that's quick for students to find what they need to do. I chose subject, and so I'm typing in Mariana. If I wanted to, I could hold down Mariana and move her to a different day, but I'm going to have her on Tuesday. And when I press on Mariana, it shows me that there's nothing there. Looking at the top right-hand side, I have a square with an arrow down. That's going to allow me to import from any online storage. And so I'm choosing Google Drive, and I'm just going to very quickly pull up what I want Mariana to be doing in lab. I'm going to choose North America Labs, create a new note, and then I'm able to import it. And then Canada as well. I'm going to show you two different options here. And once they're downloaded and I've created a new note, I just hit done. Once I hit done, it takes me to Mariana's main page. I don't really want the two there, especially because I know I'm sharing these after. So on the left-hand side, there was a square with an arrow up that allows me to change the name. Double tap on two, change the name, double tap on it again, we'll select it, and then you can copy it. The reason for this is you can then just quickly change all the other ones, because who wants to type everything a million times, right? So now we've got everything set up. I'd hit done, and Mariana is ready for her lab time. She's going to go into North America Lab assignments. She knows that this is where she needs to go. And once there, she can choose from any of the assignments. This is from our Music Around the World labs, and you can find those at www.theunfinishedlesson.com. These were a huge hit in my studio. So Mariana's decided she wants to start with Canada, which just happened to be a fan favorite with my students. Out of 91 countries, this was the favorite. And it says she needs to go complete the Canada listening page. So back arrow in that top left-hand corner, select Canada listening page, and here she has some things that she needs to do. Where it says listen to Jeremy Dutcher sing Honor Song, I've embedded a link there. And so she would have tapped on that, watched the video, and then filled it in. The T at the top is allowing, you can see some text to happen here, but we're having a little problem. It turns out we need to change the color. So above the keyboard, there's a white circle. We're going to change it to black and then type it in. So what I like is that it doesn't matter how messy a student's writing is, I am going to be able to understand what it is that they are saying there, which, as you know, it can be a challenge sometimes figuring out what things say. And then in terms of dynamics, here it says soft, loud, but Mariana, she knows the proper dynamic terms. So she's going to type in mezzo forte and fill in the rest of it. The last thing that she's going to do once she's filled in these two sections, and notice she just pressed the finger button, she uses that pen, which is next to the T, and circles which emoji. Selecting the finger with allows her to look up. Back button on the left shows her where she's going, and she's back into North America here. I know that was a little fast. Let's go into United States. Here, she's decided she wants to do this one, but there isn't another worksheet to go to. And that's because Read About Scott Joplin is bigger. And so she's going to select that. Depending on your iOS, you may need to tap it once, you may need to tap it twice, but it'll say open in Safari. And so she'll select, yes, open in Safari. If you have restrictions, it's going to ask you for a code. So just make sure you fill that in. Once she's done, she goes back to Notability. That was our top left-hand corner. And then fills in her answer. But notice we had changed the color and now we can't see it. So we're going to change it back to white and she'll fill in what the podcast name was. This is the reason I like Notability, is it's very easy for students to use and modify things. And once the student is done, they hit that back arrow at the top left-hand corner and it takes them to their main page. So I check these, and then once they're done, once we're moving on to a different unit, I want to send them to a shared folder. At the top left-hand corner is that square with an arrow up. I press that and I can send it to Google Drive. I can email it. I can do whatever I want with it so that the parents are able to see what their kids have been working on and save it if they want. And I keep it for my records as well. Once you're done, you've selected it, and then you can hit the done button or the cancel button. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. If you're wondering about the music around the world, go to www.theunfinishedlesson.com and you can find it there in the store. Have a wonderful day.